These are the tales, the freaky tales. These are the tales that you know so well. Oh, these are cannabis cocktails. Oh, my bad, my bad, my bad. It is hump day, though. Let me get my mind out of the gutter.
All right. So, yeah, we're doing a little bit of a slow roll real quick. Let's get connected to Instagram, and then we'll roll the intro and get started.
It's hump day, baby. What y'all doing? Y'all tap in. We're going to talk about a trendy topic, trend in the industry, trend pretty much everywhere. Bob's even got some news in Texas where we talked about last episode. Texas steadily taking them L's, baby. I'm excited about the day, though. Shit.
Yeah, I'm excited too, man.
Yeah, it seems like looks like when we don't plan anything, we have like great ideas for shows, right? So. Shout out to all of the Built Different group folks on Built Different, all of our Green Bag supporters. We are live on Hump Day again. It is the smoke stream rather, on Hump Day with Bob and myself. And today we're talking about cannabis-infused drinks. So stay tuned. What up, B-Mac? What up, Danielle? We see everybody tapping in on YouTube. I see you, Daniel. What up, B-Mac? Yeah, man. You're going to get B-Mac up here on BDG next month, bro, for fantasy. More to come on that. Appreciate you always tapping in every Wednesday, B-Mac.
All right. Got the Instagram key popping in right now. Saving the changes, and let's see what we got. Going live. It seems like it's taking 2 minutes every show to do this, but you know what? Yeah. Instagram, if you just made it a little easier on us and just let us straight stream.
Yeah, right. Just like plug and play. I like that because we can see in the studio here. That's how it looks like, that vertical video on Instagram while it's live like that. It looks like,
yeah,
that's cool. Man, StreamYard has come a long way, man.
They're doing it, man. And again, they pretty much do everything for us. You know, we don't want to talk about what they do for us because we want to definitely seem like we're putting 100 into this, but they do a lot of stuff for us that takes a little bit of time. So listen, folks, I think we should just get into it. Let's get into it.
It's the smoke stream.
All right, man. Getting down. So we got checking in real quick. Happy Wednesday. Definitely happy Wednesday. Daniel Barris Sports Highlights 5851. You're going to shorten that for us one day, dude. B-Mac is in the house. We just said hello to everybody. Folks, we've got a good one for you. We've only got a couple people in right now, but that's all right. We're going to let everybody start piling in. Hopefully we'll get a bunch of folks in. If not, we're going to have fun regardless, because today's show is all about drinking THC. So if you folks don't know, there's a big boom happening in the country right now. It's got everything to do with the fact that alcohol sales are slumping and THC is moving up in the ranks because you're not getting these headaches, you're not getting these hangovers, you're not killing anybody, all this other stuff. So the drinks are actually becoming really, really popular. And it says right here, the hemp-derived advantage says that mainstream drinks utilize hemp-derived Delta-9 THC because they comply with federal guidelines regarding THC and concentration. So they can basically bypass a bunch of dispensaries and be sold directly to places that are able to sell CBD, which is anyone. Alcohol sales slumping have a lot to do with this. Millennials and Gen Z demographics are leading the charge, citing lower calories, zero hangovers, and controlled microdosing as major draws. I mean, that's all very realistic, man. What do you think about that, BG?
If I'm the alcohol industry, I'm like, I don't like that. I don't like this. You know what I mean? Starting to see a competitor enter the chat, a drink that people can consume and feel better and sleep better and not go do drink and drive and things like that. I mean, there's a lot to unpack right there. But yeah, if I'm the alcohol industry, I'm big mad because this trend that you're talking about is very much out there.
It's a big deal. And again, we know big alcohol doesn't like that. They want to be able to control what you're drinking, what you're going to bars to drink. It hasn't happened yet in a large scale, But it has happened in a smaller scale, and I tell you what, in a place I would have never guessed, Texas.
What?
So that's right. According to, let's see, I want to make sure I cite this correctly here. The Dallas Morning News. I went directly to Texas for this one. Logan's Roadhouse joins Texas THC drink boom with new cocktails. It says right here, the new drinks contain 5 milligrams of THC and are made with cannabis-infused spirits using a hemp-derived ingredient intended for low-dose social consumption. Texas, Logan's Roadhouse. Now, I mean, I've been to Texas Roadhouse a whole hell of a lot out there, but this is a Houston company. It says right here, the three drinks that they're going to make are Scarlet Haze, Pineapple Express, and High Tide. It looks like they all have a sort of a mixture of coconut.
Now if I was in Texas and I was watching this and I was picking up on this and I was thinking about inventing a new THC infused drink, especially in Texas, man, you're going to have to make the sweet tea cannabis. You know what I mean? So I'm surprised Logan's Roadhouse, they're talking about these other flavors, but I mean, come on, Texas, let's get it right. I mean, last week, Texas took an L, Bob, because a guy took Supreme Court, right, to court and won, because now you can own a gun in a non-legal state and smoke weed on the medical premises, go figure. But now, all this, Texas. I'm liking Texas, baby. Keep leading from the front. Like we said, as Texas goes, the nation is going to go.
So there's a few out there on the market right now. We've got Crescent 9, which is a pretty popular one. Again, I don't know anything about these drinks. I don't drink alcohol, so I don't drink anything to get, buzzed in any way. I smoke my cannabis. I enjoy it. So I don't know a lot of these. However, I've heard a lot of great things about it. This Out of Office is a really, really big one. Cycling Frog, again, is another big one that I keep seeing. And these are all THC. There are a few that are CBD and THC. We've got Keef right here, which in my eyes, Keef is really one of the OGs. Keef has been doing it for a long time.
That's the drink you got, right, today?
That's correct. This is
the Root Beezy.
2010 is what their copyright on that is. So they're going way back. They're going 16 years. They've been doing it a long time. And then we've also got Wild, which is a really great company in terms of cannabis. Gummies, they really do it.
I've heard of them before.
Yeah, you've definitely got them out on your end. They're a huge cannabis company. These are THC and CBD, which if you've watched our channel, you know that they work in concert all the time. The cannabis that you smoke has got CBD in it as well as THC, and it's all working together to make you feel the effects that you want to feel. And speaking of effects that you want to feel, I feel like we need to throw you guys a real quick video to show you exactly what's going on today. Roll it. All right, cannabis community. This is a real quick video. Well, not real quick, but this is something that we're going to hopefully add to the live show that we're about to do. So you may or may not know, but we're about to do a whole episode on the cannabis drink boom. I don't want to get too far into it because we're going to talk about it in the show, but I just wanted to make sure that we did this on camera. So we're going to dose ourselves right now. Now, this one in particular, mine, is a 100 milligram can of THC Bubba Kush root beer. Now, Bob doesn't do that. He doesn't drink that much THC. Matter of fact, I think I cap out at about 20 milligrams. So what I want to do is I'm going to do 2 capfuls of this, which is pretty cool. I didn't even know that they did this.
Come on, man. You got to keep it 100. What you talking about? Don't go part of the way. Go all the way.
I mean, 100, that's a lot. That's just
that is a lot, though.
I can't seem to get this.
Yeah, while you're working with yours, I got the Strawberry Lemonade by Journeyman. It's a hash rosin, and it's also 100 milligrams of THC. But thanks to Bob, I learned a trick that the cap is actually 10 milligrams when you pour it into the cap. So that's how we're going to measure our Heisenbud here today in the lab.
I guess. Oh, all right. So that was a neat little situation. That was like a pop can that I've never seen before. So here I go with mine. I'm going to go ahead and pour. This seems like medicine, which seems really silly right now. That it's foaming soda. So
mine just looks like cough medicine.
Yeah, this is actually kind of close over here too. Now that I think about it, that's 10, and we're going to go with another 10 here. We'll make that 20. What the hell? Let's do it again. Let's do 30.
Well,
I'm going to do 30.
10. You got a big cup. How do you got a big cap, man? I thought you said 10. How are you going 10, 20, 30?
So I think the ones that you have.
You have a cup. That's why. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I got the glass right here. But also those lemonades that you're drinking are a little smaller, so I think it's more concentrated. But hey, man, let's see. Let's see for science. Cheers, my friend. No, we don't need to discuss flavor or anything like that. We can save that for the show. But we just wanted to make sure we got this.
Bottoms up.
Wow. That's all I'm going to say is wow. All right, folks. We'll see you in about 45 minutes. We'll see exactly what happened.
See ya.
Exactly, man.
We back. We back. Okay, we back.
So listen. Automatically, and we're going to go through what we are judging right now. But I'm going to tell you right. I'm sure BG will admit it, especially since he got the live rosin. I felt this in like 3 minutes. Like it didn't take 5 minutes for this to hit me. So, and it's all dented because I didn't understand how the cap works. So I was squeezing the can, so it's all beat up. Don't worry about it. I'm not doing nothing crazy with the can, but I'm still sipping on it.
Yeah, I mean, same here. You could feel it. It's like a liquid gummy. You know, automatically my eyes started to water a little bit within the first 10 minutes. And that's normally the effects that I get when I've consumed gummies before. And then I started getting a little sleepy. And I was like, damn, I wish Bob would just hurry up and we get the show over. I just drink the rest of this. I'm going to take me a long ass nap today. I like sleeping on the job, but yeah, I mean, the effects, you know, this is not the first time I've actually had a THC infused drink. I think it's a great idea to talk about today, Bob, especially as a trending topic. But back in, I want to say 23, 24, can't remember when the Chiefs and Niners played in the Super Bowl. I was in Las Vegas, and shout out to my guy, Park Ranger, big time Green Bay supporter on Build Different Group. He and I was trekking around in Las Vegas, and we discovered a consumption lounge, and they made fresh drinks there. And I think I got a blueberry infused THC drink. It was 10% too as well, to let you know. And you know, it was like double whammy. You're smoking and you're drinking. I had the head high, I had the body high. Obviously, I had a couple of those drinks, and I was feeling really good. But just on this, on this 10 little milligrams, yeah, it's like eating a gummy. So if you're just trying it out, you know what I mean. Definitely don't want to take it to the head. 100 milligrams straight to the head. We don't want you to die if that's the case. But go into a deep sleep. Nobody will die, but
nobody will die. It's gonna sleep real good. Is what
you might go into you might die off into a deep sleep, but micro dosing. That's it. 10 milligrams, and you'll feel the effects for sure. And it tastes just like pink lemonade, just with a little kick.
It's crazy. When was the last time you saw an alcohol or beer can with a dosage on it? Now they just want you to crack that open and slug it as much as you can.
I mean, I remember when I used to drink hard liquor. I used to always go after what was the proof of the liquor stuff like that. But no, I never seen any. I never drank beer like that, so I couldn't tell you. But it's funny you say that because, I think one of the criteria you was talking about, like, could you drink 4 of these in a setting? And I was like, what are you talking about, dude? 4? I'm just looking at 1. But you're talking about like the equivalent of, can you sit down and drink 4 beers versus 400 milligrams of THC?
Yeah, and that's the other thing I'm not even sure I looked at this. I'm glad that I reminded myself. So 3.4 grams of sugar, that's really not that bad, man. Like, I don't really know what the average is for a soda, but I was a little worried about that as of right now, because really that's what happens with these edibles, and they want to sweeten it and give you a bunch of flavor so you don't taste the cannabis. I, by the way, did not taste a single smidge of cannabis in that drink. It tasted like a freaking good root beer. Matter of fact, if I had some cannabis ice cream, I would have popped it on there and made a float out of it, because that was really, really good.
See, Heisenbud, you own to something, baby. Root beer infused. Somebody pay attention, man. We got sweet tea going on. We got root beer, THC infused floats.
We'll call it float on, or
we got a bunch of $1 million ideas floating around here today.
But listen, since BG and I decided to be the guinea pigs in this situation, I know we're crying about it as if we really had a big problem doing it. I've been sipping on this actually after the 30 milligrams I ingested. So I think I'm about 50 milligrams right now, which I did not think in my life I would ever induce in one sitting, because it just seems like so much. But we're talking about cannabis. It's not going to make me fall over until I start taking really high doses of it. It's not going to impair you like alcohol did. until you start taking high doses. But since we did, and we're real fresh on this, and again, I want to point out too that I did not smoke any cannabis today whatsoever. I wanted to make sure that when I drank this, I felt just the drink, and I know exactly what the effects are. I didn't want them to combine with anything I smoked. So that's just me. I don't know if BG did, but I just wanted to make sure I felt it because I've never really done this before. So here's our criteria.
Okay.
We're going to talk about the taste, the drinkability. Could we drink 4? What the effects are, and is it worth the price for what you're paying? So do you have any idea what did your drink retail for?
It was like $8.
Not bad at all.
Yeah.
I know on average the 100 milligram drinks go between $12 and $14 a can, whatever like that. So that's 100 milligrams though. So when we start talking about how this is going to be given to you at a bar, it's going to be a little bit different. So real quick, let's talk about the first one, taste. How did your berry lemonade taste?
It tastes just like strawberry lemonade, just with a little dry kick at the end, which obviously I was like, okay. Other than that, yeah, it was something I could probably drink more of it. I might take a little bit. I might take another 10 milligrams right now. So yeah, it tastes it's not like cough syrup or anything like that.
Yeah,
Did I taste what?
Did you taste any of the cannabis that was in it? Any weed?
No, I think it was that little kick at the end. You know what I mean? It was like you said, a little sweet at first because it tasted like the drink, strawberry lemonade. But then after that, it was a little dry at the end. It was like that's unfamiliar, but that was probably the THC.
And that kind of leads us to the drinkability part of that. You were just kind of saying that sort of maybe that weird aftertaste, something like that. Once the sweetness and all that stuff gets pushed away, do you taste that right now too?
Yeah, it's not that bad though. I mean, the end part that I'm talking about, it's naturally sweet, tastes just like strawberry lemonade, just with a little high sugar pitch and that dry at the end. If that makes sense.
Mine is pictured over here all the way to the far right. As you can see, the purple, the other Bubba Kush, the original, and the blue Raz and the orange, they're all 10s. But this is 100 milligrams because if I'm going to go, I'm going to go. And I did go. And I got to say, this tastes like Barks. This tastes like Dr. Brown's. Any good root beer you will ever get in your life, this Keef is going to taste just as good, if not better. If anybody's taking count, you've got just as many carbs as you do sugar in here, 3.4 grams. So if this is something that you want to drink on a regular basis, keep that in mind. So now we're come to the third question about this. Could you drink 4? Now, could you drink 4 of what you just drank if they were only 10 milligram doses in a drink? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
You have no
like
problem.
I said, I had 2, I think it was 16-ounce drinks in Las Vegas that were 10 milligrams. But even between the 20 on those 2 drinks, yeah, I was feeling the effects of it, especially smoking at the same time, smoking at 3.5, you know what I mean, in an hour and a half, because, you only get a lot of time in the consumption lounges in Vegas to consume, and then you got to bounce.
I mean, I think I could probably drink 4. I am really, really being extremely cautious, obviously, about my sugar content and what I intake. I don't take sugar on maybe 7 grams a week if I'm lucky. Maybe like that's artificial sugar, anything added. So I think I could drink 4 of these if they were 10 milligram drinks. Like, I don't want to say cut, but if they were stretched, they were in a liquid drink that a big 8-ounce 10 milligram 8 ounce.
So 4 drinks, you're getting what, 40 milligrams? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. And
no, because I definitely couldn't drink 4 at 100. I might start out at 1 and see how the effects of that are, and then be like, all right, let's level up and then go from there. But at 10% per drink, yeah, most definitely.
I'm quite surprised right now. I gotta be real, man. Like I'm really buzzed right now. Extremely buzzed to see. Bob, have you heard about the strain Maui Moose?
Never heard about that.
Pretty high right now. Yeah, that must be Maui Wowie and Moose and Lobster, right? I get some Moose and Lobster strains out here. Good Chem has a Moose and Lobster and another. I think there's a Lobster twist with it, but I don't know that I've had Maui Moose. The fact that anyone's breeding anything crossed with Maui Wowie nowadays is insane. So
that's the first I've ever heard of that. Maui Wowie, but outside of that, yeah.
Good job getting your hands on it, because 70 grams in a pop, but mine is bottle. Yeah, I mean, it's tasty.
They had a couple of bottle drinks there too, but then I seen these because you sent me your photo. I'm like, oh, that's the same one Bob got, I thought, or one of the ones you had.
B-Mac, are you saying that you press your own buds to extract the rosin and then turn that into edibles? Because if you do, that's some next level shit. That's the real ones do.
I think that's what BMAC does. I think BMAC hang around over here every Wednesday. He's got to be the number one viewer on our show. He's always here every week on time. Like is he getting notifications or what? Or are you just setting your alarm clock? Let us know, BMAC. Either way, I appreciate it, big dog.
So we're going to the fourth metric that we're basically judging this on, and the effect. So give us a brief rundown of the experience. Again, we took this close to an hour ago. We drank it. So what were your feelings then, and how do you feel now?
Just like you said, eyes just beginning to water a little bit, feeling like, oh, I'm a little relaxing, like slowing down, like, you know what I mean? And so I have tinnitus. So for all my veterans that are out there, or tinnitus, depending on how you say it correctly or incorrectly, but the constant ringing of the ears. And that's one of the things, like for a second, I was like, focused on the feeling instead of the ringing, if that makes any kind of sense on the consumption. And so, yeah, that was a little difference that I noticed there.
I'm with you on that. I've been to over 200 concerts in my life.
Yeah. Gotta love good old 3M earplugs in the military, baby. After they came out with a case and said they weren't legit. Thanks for my earring. But anyway.
I could watch any classic cartoon right now. What would it be? Doug, you put me on the spot here.
Felix the cat, baby.
Felix was cool, man. I did love Felix, man. I gotta say. But you know what? I'm gonna go with the OG G.I. Joe.
Ooh, G.I. Joe.
Just that, man. I was real big into G.I. Joes, man. Me and Chrome, aka Brian Russell, we were collecting all those things as a kid, man. That's good stuff, man.
Greatest American hero, G.I. Joe is there. What you talking about, boy? Every day, 3:30 after school. Was it WGN? It was on one of them channels.
It was, yeah. I mean, it was all across the country, man. It was beautiful, man. Good stuff, man. We get you can't do it on television. See, it's already gotten me messed up. I'm telling you right now. Let me explain.
Yeah, back to the slide. What number are we on? Let's stay focused here.
It's the effects hit me in like 3 minutes, like I said earlier, and it put a smile on my face like I have right now. It makes me feel kind of like I'm floating, which is a good thing because that's what you want to feel. You want to feel that lightness, especially if you had a heavy day, if you had a lot of stuff going on, you want to feel the lightness. It's got me a little, God, man, I don't know. It's tough to say. It's got me a little where I can't concentrate on one particular thing. My thoughts are kind of coming in and out.
And slow your mind down. Like you said, yours and mine are two of the same minds are constantly going. When we lay down at night, your brain is always still spinning, but I guess it slows it down. It's like the grease on the wheel slows it down just a little bit, makes it a little smoother, if I understand it correctly.
Yeah, buddy. I'm glad I figured out who you were, my friend Dougie. He's not who he says he is, but I'm glad you showed up, man. Thank you so much. Yeah, man, I think G.I. Joe would be it. But the effects are definitely chill. Now, and that kind of brings me forward to if these were 10 milligram drinks, let's just say it was like a pineapple drink with some THC drops in it. I'm down with it, man. Because I got to say, for someone who doesn't drink alcohol a lot, if I drink anything, I'm drinking a glass of wine with dinner with my wife. I haven't been drunk, like literally drunk since like 2007. And I know this because I remember it very well. But I got that feeling like I was starting to feel good. And you know how you start with people that are drinking, when you start drinking, you start getting that good feeling, but then you get that point where you drink too much and it's not good anymore. This is kind of keeping me at that good place. And I'm drinking more of it. And it's not getting me any more like slushy or anything like that. Matter of fact, when I drink alcohol, I get this alert, like a pain on my back. And I don't know how to explain it, but I get like a little pain. And that hasn't happened with this. So I could sit down and drink this at a bar, probably not root beers, but some sort of other drink or something like that, and feel pretty good and be okay and still be social because it's still giving me, obviously, the talkative thing. So I think this would be great at a bar.
I think you're onto something, Bob. As we talk about the drinks, I mean, where are you going to consume these drinks? At bars, socially acceptable. Maybe these drinks might help relax some of the stigma that the cannabis industry is facing, because this seems more sociably agreeable. And because people don't know that when you walk by, it's not a big ass white can with a weed label or weed, cannabis flower on the front where you can tell. It's all these, these colorful, cans that you were showing us in the beginning. They just look like any other kind of, maybe alcoholic beverage that might be served. And maybe this might be a thing. You see social clubs, THC, drinking clubs may form, and people are showing up to drink casually, and it's a social thing because it's not like, hey, I need that top shelf, I need that thousand THC banger, whatever it is, because it doesn't work like alcohol.
Eric B, what's up, brother? He says they do sell them at one of my favorite watering holes out in Crystal River, man. Yeah, I mean, there's a difference though, because let's be real serious about this. I don't know if I have any of those up here. These are THC and CBD. All right, so I want to be clear. This is not CBD. This is THC. So unless you're in a legal cannabis state, they're not selling these to you anywhere other than a dispensary. You can't buy these anywhere. So what you're talking about, EB, I'm almost guarantee you is Delta 9, which is able to be sold legally. That does not turn into THC until you burn it, until you decarboxylate it or smoke it. So you're going to still be able to get a mild effect from it, but you won't be getting the same effects we're getting right now because the THC is extremely different. But you'll still get a good feeling out of it. So if you get your hands on it, I would definitely say, hey, go ahead and get some. Yeah, good. You're getting alerts. That means you're linked in with us. It's a beautiful thing. Yeah, I'm feeling good, man. I feel like this is something where if I had a bunch of friends over and we didn't feel like drinking alcohol and knocking shit over in my house, we could start making some things like this.
It's something you could pair with if you're smoking, especially like in a consumption lounge where I was at in Las Vegas. I'm like, damn, you get drinks in here too, and they're like, yeah, we make them fresh. They had like 4 or 5 different colorful drinks in there. I think I got the blueberry or something like that. And, they dress it up and everything. And it's a whole deal. And so it's like an experience, especially for a casual lounge. Now, if it's just a bar, then yeah, folks going to get around and relax and unwind and sip some drinks. Unlike alcohol, it's just so we can all have a good time.
Yeah. And unlike alcohol, you could probably, like I'm doing right now, because I decided to light up because I like my cannabis. You could smoke a lot of cannabis and drink a lot of cannabis and be much better than if you smoke a lot of cannabis and drink a lot of alcohol because that stuff, you remember, anybody who's done that when you go to bed, you remember that helicopter, those spins you get, that stuff.
Yeah. After I retired, cool story, I drank for 23 years while I was in the Navy. I was drinking almost a bottle of wine a day. Then I got to like damn near drinking a bottle of scotch a week. I was self-medicating and things like that. But when I discovered it after I had retired, I had been drinking over the last couple of days, and yeah, it was a rough couple of days after the fact. But man, I got some really good sleep after those first couple of nights of smoking. But then after that, I realized like I am done. Like I totally quit drinking cold turkey because I didn't like how, it made me feel. I always got up, was hungry, had to eat. I was always eating more when I was drinking too as well, but. That was my path to dropping the bottle and getting on the plant was I'm like, I don't like feeling hungover like this, but I like to sleep. And then eventually once I just started smoking and dropped the bottle completely, I was like, I love waking up, not being in a funk. You know what I mean? Like being hungover and things like that. Yeah. Because after you drink for so many years, you're a functioning alcoholic at some point. You're like, let me shake it off. I need some shit in my eyes. I need to take a cold shower. I need to drive with the windows down or whatever.
Drive with the windows down. Yeah. That's some old
out the window.
Sorry, officer. I know you pulled me over. I was putting my head out the window because I was trying not to feel drunk. My apologies.
To catch some air in my mouth. But anyway. But yeah, getting back to that link. You said they just started serving drinks at that Logan's Row House. Was it this year?
Yeah, I don't 100% know if they've rolled it out yet. Let's go to it.
I just think that that's interesting. Of all places, you would think it'd be somewhere like Washington, where Washington don't even have consumption lounges yet. You know what I mean? It was the birthplace of cannabis medical. So
it says the Houston-based company will hold a tasting at some of its locations on Monday, June 8th.
Okay.
So it's already that's already happened, obviously.
Also, they're getting feedback. Would you like these drinks here if you did? And mark 1 through 5. Let's add up the scores and let's ship it. So it's in the very beginning stages, but still, as Texas is not even recreational or much less, I think, medical, are they?
They're medical, but they're like the 1968 medical is what they are.
Yeah. You got to have.
You got to be ready. You're going to be dying in 2 weeks. They're like, okay, you can hit this then. Cool.
You got to have an 8-track player and all that type shit.
It says guest preferences around beverages are evolving quickly, and we're seeing growing interest in traditional alcohol substitutes. Let me tell you who that really, really pisses off. 4 letters. TABC. If anybody is familiar with Texas and has lived there for longer than 3 weeks, you know that the Texas Alcohol and Beverage Commission is basically, you know what, I'm not going to say it. They're a group of real good fellers is what they are. And they all are very hardcore about their alcohol. They're hardcore about whether you're buying it, if you're of age. It's a real serious issue. But if they've got nothing to commission, if they've got nothing to police out there, then that's going to be taking money out of their pockets and their livelihood. So I guarantee you the TABC and lots of other beverage commissions in different states are worried a little bit about this because, and especially in a state that doesn't have cannabis laws, we're talking, Texas Roadhouse, Logan's Roadhouse is really taking a chance doing this, man. I got to say, because you know what? I have a feeling that it just makes sense that a cop would pull somebody over knowing that they drank a THC drink instead of pulling somebody over knowing that they drink an alcoholic beverage.
Yeah, because you can't pull somebody over after drinking 400 milligrams of THC and be like, smell like you've been drinking in there. Like, how do you know? This doesn't give off the like, you don't have alcohol going through your pores and coming out of your throat after you've consumed so much because your blood alcohol is so thin at that point. There's no after effect. So that's a good point that you bring up. You can't pull somebody over like, hey, man, I know you've been drinking them cannabis drinks. I seen you come out of Logan Roadhouse. Which one did you have?
Yeah, my officer spotted you drinking 2 of those cannabis sangrias, and we're going to go ahead. We're going to make you blow this real quick. Like, sorry, you can't get an alcohol breathalyzer for cannabis yet, my friend. So there'll be no way to test for that anyway. But I'm telling you, if this picks up, it would really, really ramp up the each state's ability to try and find a way to test for it roadside wise. That's something that's been happening for years. They've been trying to get you busted for driving impaired on cannabis for a long time right now, and there's just nothing concrete that they have yet. So I tell you this, if it starts becoming so popular that alcohol is not popular anymore and cannabis drinks are popular again, they're going to really, really find out quick how to roadside test you for it. That's a guarantee.
Well, it's interesting you say that because I've been hearing that for a while, like probably over the last maybe year or so, about the alcohol sales and the industry dipping. Now, I don't necessarily think that cannabis is a direct result. I know it's probably part of the problem there or part of the solution there, but I wonder what's really got folks not buying alcohol anymore. Is it just folks can't afford it? Folks don't want to taste it. Maybe they're not advertising it as much. I think I'm going to dig deep into that a little bit more going into next week because I'm curious about that. And then also maybe about how many consumption lounges we have currently around the U.S. because I know there's like maybe there was a couple of years ago, I think there was 7 to 10 maybe nationwide, but I think that number may have gone up because like where I found my first THC infused drink at a consumption lounge in Las Vegas. That's all the rage now. It's not about a consumption lounge. It's about a cannabis complex. You got shopping, you got food, you got, plants, you got consumption, you got all of that, a cannabis marketplace rather. And then it's a place where they can also have, the dispensary where, I can't remember the name of the consumption lounge on top. They got the consumption lounge on top. They got a new dispensary at the bottom, but on the outside, they've got a stage and they've got an area where folks can come in and you can smoke and, you got an act on the stage, maybe a band or a comedian or something like that. But then you can't buy from downstairs and take it up to consumption lounge because the way the consumption lounges are built is you got to buy and you can only get an hour and a half. And then if you consume it all, great. But if not, you got to leave it at the door. So that's some research I think I'm going to dive into coming up next week. I want to know why the alcohol industry, like what's really causing the alcohol industry to go down. Because I'm sure that cannabis maybe has something to do with it.
It's exactly what EB is pointing out. It's what the other clip I had that said millennial and Gen Z demographics are leading the charge, citing lower calories, zero hangovers, and controlled microdosing. But I guarantee you, like EB just said, it's got everything to do with the fact that we've got a lot of information now. And the thing about these millennials and Gen Zs is they're not gonna be swayed because something's cool. Like they got the facts. They know, like, listen, man, you're going to get cancer from smoking. We're not fucking smoking cigarettes. That's why cigarettes are dropping so hard. But vaping rose a little bit because of that. So
yeah, vaping became more cool, especially among the kids, because, kids with a cigarette in their mouth is totally different than kids with these little things you see. And then all of a sudden you see smoke come out. And then plus they're all customizable and pink and purple and all this other stuff. The whole rigs and everything. But yeah,
the young kids are smarter now, man. They don't want to drink. They don't want to get effed up on alcohol. It's just not something that they're down with anymore. So it's just one of those things. And again, I hope it goes the way of cigarettes. Now, obviously, cigarettes are still around, but I don't see a lot of people smoking cigarettes like I used to, man. I mean, and when I do see it, I'm kind of like, ugh, damn. Like it looks, because I just remember how horrible it was for me, man. I smoked for years. Sterling says in Kansas not too long ago, they raided shops for gummies and drinks. They sell something there, but Kansas is illegal. Yeah, the Delta 9, I just assume not even mess with it. I know that if you burn it, it'll kind of give you some THC effects. It's just not the same, man. We know this. It's different. As a card holder,
definitely not the same.
I find this all interesting and knowledgeable. Can't wait to see. That's what's up, man. Daddy Dak. And alcohol is in fact going down. Period. And I don't know. I still enjoy a good glass of wine every once in a while. I usually pair it with food.
Yeah, social settings. Yeah, I've had 1 or 2 drinks since I've quit every now and then sociably. But after 2, it's like a 2-drink limit for me, bro. Because if I have maybe 2 vodka and cranberry and I go to 3, I got like a headache. And the next morning I'm like, why did I drink 3 when I know my limit was 2? Because my body's like, bro, we're not doing this no more.
Yeah, and my body is not getting any of that stuff from drinking this. I'm still getting the floating head like I would from like 3 beers or a couple vodka drinks or something that I would drink, or maybe even 2 glasses of wine or something. I'm getting that sort of floaty feeling, and it's stayed pretty steady, man. We're talking an hour now since we consumed this, and it's kind of crazy how long it's lasted. And it's not that it's like hitting me; it's just that I can still feel it. But it doesn't compound like alcohol does. It's obviously a completely different thing. So I'm kind of liking this, man, if I'm being honest.
It doesn't make me crave a cigarette either. Because I know when I drank, I didn't, man, look, I smoked and quit maybe twice while I was in the Navy early on. Main reason was I played basketball on most of the ships that I was on. So I was always active, but I was like, ooh, I can't smoke these cigarettes. But yeah, every time I'll be drinking, be out in the club or something, I need a cigarette. It kind of go hand in hand. But yeah, these drinks don't make you want a cigarette. That's a good thing.
They don't. And if you do, just smoke a joint.
Yeah. Let's choose the alternative, a healthy one. An organic
dabbing.
One.
Yeah, dabbing missed me, man. I just, I'm just a purist, man. I'm going to be
same here. Bro, I seen them people on them rigs, and man, look.
Get you.
I guess there's high, and then there's like, moon rock or whatever, next level. Because that dab, boy, I'm like, whoa.
Here's what I do love about the dab, though. And if you got, and I'm guaranteeing B-Mac's going to follow me on this one, because B-Mac gets the kind of dab I'm about to describe, a very high terpenous dab where you've got really nice concentrated terpenes in there. You're tasting a concentrated version of a great flower. So there's something to be said about it, but it also, in my opinion, knocks you too hard on your ass, and your tolerance flies way too high with regular usage.
That's what he says right there. He says, I done got big on dabbing instant high.
Yeah.
So I guess that's the trade-off. Instead of casually smoking a joint or a blunt or whatever the case, in the bowl or whatnot. But yeah, that instant, your lungs like die after you hit a dab. I don't even imagine.
And as usual, like almost any other substance, if it affects you quickly, then it's going to dissipate faster too. So it's going to be gone, which means you'll have to hit it again sooner, probably. But again, you know what I mean? 6 1/2 dozen. It doesn't really matter. As long as you're smoking cannabis and not drinking and driving, that's pretty cool as far as I'm concerned. But I tell you, I got to say, man, if it starts popping up and getting popular, I might go out and be social again and have a drink. I mean, I was just at a wedding.
Yeah, they don't have any social consumption lounges.
There's one that I know of, but it has to be outside of Denver city limits. So it's not. It's like sitting on the end of a desert somewhere, and it's a little shack.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah,
it's real weird. You go in
there. It's just crazy. Both of our states were the first in the game, and you would think they would be ahead of all the other trends, but maybe not. I don't know. Maybe because of the laws and stuff like that.
Our laws, and your laws, BG, they have not evolved since being put into place. And we're talking about our medical laws in Denver going back to 2004, 2005, whatever the case may be. In the growing. That's one thing that I'm still pissed off about. The laws for growing cannabis as a legal resident in Colorado are still the same as they have been for over a decade. Doesn't make any sense. But it is what it is. the whole industry is suffering anyway. I was just talking to my brother too, and we were speaking about, he was like, it's crazy that Good Chem is even still in business only because of how hardcore the business is right now. And shout out to Omari and shout out to Good Chem for donating these my drink today. I also have one that BG has. I have that sitting up in my fridge. I didn't want to drink both and get like a mixed review, but I wanted to say thank you so much to the folks at South Broadway, and thank you, Omari, for setting that up. Always able to hook me up with some great Good Chemistry stuff. But yeah, man, I think if it picks up, it'd be something I'd do, or if I can find a way to do it while like at a Thanksgiving dinner instead of, maybe serving alcohol, saying, hey, have some of these cannabis cocktails, and then we'll get all messed up on turkey and see how the Cowboys play.
Yeah. Shout out to Clear Choice Cannabis here in Tacoma. They did not donate this. They were pretty busy up in there, but it's a work in progress. So yeah, I took the $8 charge here for the show today because I thought it was a great idea. Bob was like, hey, let's do this. And I'm like, man, that's a great idea because I've been seeing this trend about the drinks. And I remember that was 2 years ago, 3 years ago in Las Vegas. And so if you're in a state and you've gone and gotten a THC infused drink, let us know in the comments below, either on YouTube or on Facebook. We'd like to hear from you. We appreciate our audience joining in today.
No doubt, man. Thanks for everybody who's joining us right now on my Cultivating with the Cannabis Cowboy page over on YouTube, as well as Bob the Cannabis Cowboy on Facebook, BDG, Cowboys Unifier. You guys are all checking in. We really appreciate it, for real. It's this has been a lot of fun, man. We still got about 15 minutes or so. If anybody has any experience with drinking cannabis in any way, drop the story in the comment section. Let us know how it makes you feel. We've got a couple folks just saying that it just kind of makes you tired or whatever. I mean, I got to say, honestly, when I take an edible, I know that I'm not going to be awake for the next 3 hours or something like that. There's only been 1 or 2 times where I've taken an edible during the day. I've almost always used it to facilitate a good night's sleep, because 10 or 20 milligrams in your system as you're going to sleep is one of the greatest things you will ever have in your life. It's really
so 100 milligrams on one of these little drinks is the same as buying a pack of gummies at 10 milligrams with 10 pieces for 100. Does that sound about right? Because I think that's the legal limit, if I'm not mistaken. 100 milligrams, if I'm not mistaken, that sounds about right, because I don't think they make gummies stronger than 10 milligrams, because then naturally everybody will be like, I need that 30, that 40, that 50.
It kind of makes me wonder. I have a 250 milligram gummy up in my fridge just to say that I have it. I would never take that in my life. I don't know where it's from. Every one of those like 500 milligram things I've seen have been in some sketchy a bag that doesn't have a label on it, like some OG shit. Like, look, man, I got it. You want it or not?
You got it from the Ninja Turtles and shit down below, huh?
Yeah, I don't think no companies are out there making 500 bricks. It's not happening. That'd be insane.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But I honestly, I think it's a great alternative. You know what I mean? Like, if you want to get a little bit of a buzz and feel good, the level of what I'm feeling right now, if I have to throw a label on it, it's probably like 1.5 beers. And by that, I mean, everybody knows that buzz area that they're in before they're drunk or they're sober. And then there's that gray area. Everybody wants to be in that area. Nobody wants to be drunk. Everybody wants to be in that little area where you're feeling good and you can function, you can talk, you're not throwing up on your friends. That's kind of where this stays. It stays at the beginning to the middle of that phase for me anyway. I think it's pretty interesting how
BMAC had this question. Bobby says, how long does it stay in your system? Do y'all know? I don't know if we covered that.
I mean, I think if we're talking cannabis, I don't know that eating it or smoking it is going to make it last any longer or shorter in your body. THC is going to bind to your fat. So if you are a person who is fattier than a regular person, and I don't mean fat, I just mean you hold fat more than other people, you're going to have it in your body for longer. I think the average is 30 days. I've always had really fast metabolism, so I think 20 days probably might have been the average for someone like me, although it's not the case anymore. It's slowed down a bit, but if you can hold on to a lot of fat and store a lot of fat, you'll have THC in your system for a lot longer. If you exercise more, you'll have it less. There's a lot of contributing factors. If you just sit around and smoke weed and you're 300 pounds, you're going to have that in you for like 50 days. If you're an active person who goes to the gym, smokes cannabis semi-regularly, you're going to have it in there for maybe 20, 30 days.
Yeah, because I've seen something somewhere, because Ricky Williams, somebody who
Ricky.
Yeah, Ricky out of University of Texas, who was in the NFL, and they casted him away because he's smoking the devil's lettuce. But I think he actually admitted on a podcast, if I'm not mistaken, that his first couple of NFL games, I think he said he was high, and he went out and he performed.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Yeah. Shout out to Ricky, baby, because Ricky be pushing it out there, especially in Texas. I think he's got his own line now, and big advocate. So, especially for veterans. So I appreciate that for doing your part, Ricky, out there, especially at the state of Texas on behalf of veterans.
Yeah, man, Ricky was a good guy. When I met him, this is 2003, 2002,
Here we go. Story time with Bob. Who did he meet?
I'm just saying, like, we brought him into the back VIP of this bar, and I got to puff with him, and he's always been the guy that he was back then. That's what I think. When you've got somebody who's consistently themselves, it's a comfortable thing. I was talking to my friend Rick about that today. When you know what to expect from people, it can make you feel real good. And especially if you can depend on them for that. But Ricky's a cool dude. The fact that he's pushing this is not surprising. He was smart. He kept it out of his business when he was in the game. But once he got out, he was like, fuck it, man, I'm done. I'm not going back in that game anyway, dude. It's always good to see folks like that doing it.
Yeah.
Putting a good name to it, man. Because
crazy. I didn't know you ever met. I didn't know you never met Ricky too. So that's wild.
Yeah, man. I met him because I was the lead. Was the head of security at a pretty. How do I say this, man?
G14 classified.
A little bit of a yuppie bar. A little bit of not too much diversity happening in the place.
Yeah.
And it was really, really popular. It was the end. It was at the end of the block.
Little white collar crime going on type shit.
And the owner told me, "Hey Bob, listen, we're gonna bring him in through the back. We got that VIP room. Get him whatever he wants. Do whatever, hang out, show him a good time. He's gonna step off and go to another club after that, I'm sure." So, it was about 5 or 10 minutes I got to hang with him. I just happened to be smoking anyway. So
that's dope. I'm gonna go hit Ricky in the DMs on Instagram. Say, hey man, come on, man, you gotta get on the show with us, big dog.
That'd be really cool.
Yeah. I'm gonna shoot my shot. All he can do is leave me on unread.
Woo! Oh man, this feels really, really good. That's why he always kept his helmet on too.
You don't want to look like he's people can see that he's high. I don't.
Maybe. I'm the shot king. I'll drink a person on the table, but Kool-Aid makes me not even want to drink liquor. The Kool-Aid, I'm guessing you're talking is
the cannabis Kool-Aid, yeah.
The infused. Yeah, that's I certainly don't want to drink any alcohol right now, and my eyes are getting closer. I'm getting more and more ready. I feel like I'm gonna go to bed pretty soon, but I'm not. I'm gonna stay up and play some Fallout 76. I know it. I'm gonna stay up for a while.
You ain't got the new Call of Duty, I think, or is it GTA 6? I think that's the one that just came out recently.
It's out for pre-order. It won't be out for a little bit, but it's out for pre-order.
Yeah, my son hasn't hit me up yet because I know he's like, hey, can you send me $100 so I can get this guy? I'm like, man, look,
it's $100.
They don't even sell discs no more. You just download it straight to your console, right? It's been how long this game's been waiting to come out though? GTA 6?
GTA 5 came out in 2015.
Damn, 11 years for an upgrade.
Yeah, but
stringing your audience along or your customer base along, but that's a bit much.
They kept adding to GTA 5 though. I mean, that game got big, man. It got real big. I after a while I stopped playing it because it just became the same shit over and over. But at one point, right now, if you play GTA 5, you can have a grow, you can be a drug courier, you can you can have a legit business running drugs. It's absolutely insane, man. You definitely gotta.
It's got all kind of stuff going on in there to keep you in there, huh?
And the new one's going to be Vice City, which is Miami, basically. So I'm happy about that, man.
I think I played the first one that came. Their first GTA that ever came out was an overhead view, right?
Top down.
I think it was a PS2. Yeah, I think I played that on PS2.
That was fun as hell too. Yeah, they had like hack and slash as the city, and like it was all different parts of New York, but they just changed the name.
I was always trying to jack for the Viper. You get the Viper, the fastest car. It's like, that was always fun.
It was like RC Pro-Am.
Shout out to all the gamers out there, baby.
Yeah, man. We talked about that in Square Grouper Gaming and Ganja. That was good shit. But again, man, I mean, I'm smoking a little bit right now. I'm still drinking on this. I probably got more than a little bit less than half left. So That puts me at 50 milligrams, which I'm blown away right now. I'm blown away that I've drank that much because I only take 10 milligram doses whenever I go to sleep. And I don't know what it's like to be awake for any more than that. So
yeah, I think I'm up to 40. And I think if I just drink the rest of this, I'm going to be ready. So I haven't rolled up now. I think I'm going to drink the rest of this, probably, give me a good little old man nap in the afternoon and bounce back up and see how I feel after the, because I might just start sliding the gummies or maybe these drinks now, especially for the sleep purposes at night, if it's going to relax me. Then also, like you said, because you say you're out.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm feeling this, man. This is good, man. I don't know, man. We should do it again. I got to say, man, for 5. I mean, so, the last part of this, by the way, I know we talked a little bit. I don't know if we gave each other definitive answers on our last question was, is it worth the price? So if you're saying that 100 milligram bottle that you didn't even fully drink yet cost you how much money?
About $8.
About $8 freaking dollars, which, by the way, is probably less than any one beer you could buy at a bar right now. $8
or Long Island iced tea, any of them, yeah.
And I would say it's.
I don't think can you be able to get a bottle of water for $8 now? I mean, come on.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So that's a value as far as I'm concerned. Now, at a bar, I think this is going to be a different situation. Like they said at the Roadhouse, they're going to sell 5 milligram drinks. So I would have had to have close to 10 of those drinks to feel what I'm feeling right now. And that's not cool because I don't know what I'm drinking in terms of how much sugar is and all the shit that's not THC. So that's a little weird for me. If they start getting closer to 10 milligram or 20 milligrams, then maybe I'd be all right. I'd be all right drinking because I don't know that I want to drink 10 of these drinks, but that could be the catch at the beginning of all this. Low THC, selling you as much fruit drink or whatever the hell they can get and mark that up. And then, when the business turns,
I was thinking because as an alcoholic, functioning alcoholic, I never was an admitted one, but because I drank for 23 years in the Navy, that's my substance because you couldn't obviously smoke or do anything else outside of that because you pop piss on a piss test. But, does your tolerance, like alcohol, is there a tolerance that you can build up with THC infused drinks, Bob, that you know of? Because I'd be curious that if 100 does the trick now at $8 now, okay, I've done that for 6 months. Now I need 2. So that's $16 now. So I don't know, just a quick question. Because I know you can build up. I remember, you as an alcoholic, you drink more and more and more. Because you ever heard people say, oh, this mother drink like a fish, because it seems like he just drinks and he doesn't.
So again, I think that goes right back to the question that was asked. How long does it stay in your system? I don't think drinking it or smoking it does not make a difference. So I don't feel like your tolerance is going to change. You're still going to get a very high tolerance. If you drink THC, if you take high doses of THC, that's when you get your tolerance. If you drink high doses of liquor, you get a tolerance. The tolerance comes from taking large amounts of it. And large amounts are going to be in a 100 milligram can of that good old stuff right there. So yeah, if I was to drink one of those every day, I don't know that smoking weed would affect me as much, probably at all. I mean, it's not like it would wipe
part
it
of
out.
the journey we're at on here is the smoke stream has brought us to on the infused drinks. Was never a big fan. Like I prefer flower, like you said. Much like me, I'm a purist. You know what I mean? I like to roll. I don't like machines. I like to know, I like to touch and feel. But with these drinks, it's kind of broadens the spectrum, especially socially, if it'll reduce the stigma and then make cannabis more socially acceptable. I think it's a great way. So I would encourage you, if you're watching this show today, maybe you share this video with somebody, tag somebody down there below and ask us or ask them to give us some input, like what goes on around where you live at with the THC infused drinks. Have you been paying attention? Have you been seeing them? And that way we can keep the conversation going here over the next few weeks.
You know what, man? I see it happening already, man. And the fact that this is called Bubba Kush is one thing, but when they start getting strain-specific drinks, they start finding a way to get terpenes involved into the flavors of these drinks, that might be some shit. I mean, that might be something I could really start getting behind because. Oh,
imagine that your favorite NFL player or NBA player with a cannabis brand on their jersey.
Yeah, selling their blueberry flavored.
It's not too far. It's not a matter of if, but when it's coming, because once the tables turn, the laws change, Texas goes, the nation goes, and things flip eventually. When, not if, but when, you're going to see that. You know what I mean?
And also, let's also not put aside the fact that the experience smoking THC and drinking it, ingesting it, are two pretty different things. Granted, I still have the eye droop that I would have from smoking an indica. If you watched any of my reviews, any strain spotlight on my Cannabis Cultivating with the Cannabis Cowboy channel here on YouTube, you'll know that I get that drop down of the eye feeling almost immediately from indicas. And that was the very first feeling I got from drinking this, not ironically, Bubba Kush root beer. So I don't know if that's the strain. I just think maybe that's just what they called it. But
yeah, I'm gonna start keeping my eyes out for the different kinds of drinks and trying some different stuff too, because that root beer looks kind of tasty. So
it is. It's one of the better root beers.
That's a 12-ounce can, right?
It is.
Okay.
It sure is. And I have the same bottle that you've got right there in front of you. I've got that upstairs in my fridge. I actually got the berry one too. Obviously, I sent you that picture. So
yeah,
they and the reason there's also a difference in what you're drinking and what I'm drinking. I'm almost positive that this is going to be cannabis distillate, whereas yours is live rosin, which means they pulled.
It says it's a hash rosin.
Yeah, that means that ingredient was pulled off of a living plant.
Oh, it's natural, vegan, and gluten-free. If that tickles your fancy.
That's always good to know. Yeah, that means that all those ingredients for that were pulled off of a living plant. That's what live rosin means, for the most part. Or freshly cropped, a freshly picked one. It's just something that has not been blasted or hasn't been sitting around for weeks and weeks. So that's a little bit more of a flavor and a little bit more intensity from that one.
I was going to say, y'all give it up a Heisenbud. My guy, Bob, the Cannabis Cowboy, knowledgeable old fountain of wisdom here today as we splash into the THC-infused drinks. B-Max says that's where the THC vapes come from. It's because it always me to smoke at work. Okay.
I mean, I don't do it anymore, but I used to bring it with me to work because, I'd want to puff. But again, I am old school in the way that I use cannabis as a reward. For me, again, I also use it medically, but I don't usually smoke until a couple puffs before I go to the gym. But after I get home from the gym, I'm smoking a fat one. It's a reward system for me. So I don't.
Well, there's some recovery. There's some recovery in that too, as well, right?
Yeah,
in that process.
And
I think that's where athletes are making their argument too, as well, in the recovery. So they're not, taking opioids or, ice baths or whatever else it is to combat these injuries that they need to recover from game to game.
Yeah. They make you want to smoke at work if you've got them on you. I think that's what he was trying to say. And when I had him on me, I'd go and take a break and puff. But man, I don't know. I don't ever enjoy cannabis as much as I do when I'm at home. Do you know what I mean? And by that, it's not really a seclusionary thing. What I mean by that is you're able to be at peace. You're able to be completely comfortable. You're able to have your drinks by you, your family, your pets, whatever. Come on, man. That's like the best case scenario. I'm not saying going out at a picnic or something to smoke weed is bad. It certainly isn't. But you're at your most comfortable at home. And I find that to be sort of my thing. You know what I mean? Like that's my reward system. And I love that. But again, you know me, BG. Every concert I've ever been to, I've smoked a fatty at. And the last one me and you went at, we smoked 15 each. So
yeah, I think that was the most I had smoked in a period of time that day. My throat was. I was like, man, we smoked a lot of weed that day.
We did, but when you go to a Cypress Hill show at Red Rock,
well, it was a given. You know what I mean? So it wasn't no time to be like, oh no, you got to go all the way.
B-Max says I smoke at least 7 a day, so I'm always rewarding myself. Good,
hey, man.
You got a
high reward system there. That's good. That means you're getting a lot of production there.
He's saying what's up already. I like how folks are talking back and forth. It's crazy how many people have been showing up. We've also been missing a few folks, man. It's crazy. I know a couple folks that have kind of fallen off, man. So
it's that time of the year. It's summertime where folks go missing. But in about 30 days, we'll know they'll be back.
Vape is okay. I'm a cannabis type guy. So am I, my friend. So am I. But you know what? BG and I had a great time tonight drinking these extreme drinks. This is Keith Extreme, by the way. I don't know if you saw that. So it is kind of extreme that there's 100 milligrams of that shit in there, if I'm being honest. That's kind of crazy, but it is what it is, man. I had a great time. I'm giving it a thumbs up. I'm not feeling weird. I'm not feeling uncomfortable. I'm not feeling impaired. I'm feeling kind of floaty. And happy, alert, if you will, maybe a little rambly, but I'm loving it, man. I think it was a great experiment, and I'd do it again if I had to, man. What about you, BG? Any party words?
Yeah, I'm 60 milligrams in, got about 40 left, and give me an old man nap after this stream. And, we'll come back here next hump day, and who knows what the topic may be, but we'll continue the conversation around the THC infused drink. So if you tapped in with us and joined us this week, thank you very much. Make sure you tag a friend, share this video, help us get our podcast out there in front of folks, because we know some platforms don't favor this type of content, but it's all educational purposes. And that's why we stream this each week, because I learn something every week. Bob's been a mentor of mine, and I know that y'all are learning here, and we can all learn together. But I think it's great, and I'm looking forward to continuing the conversation and getting this nap after the stream.
Are you not educated? That's really how we're going to call it, man. Are you not edutained?
I see you with that. Are you not edutained? There we go. I see what you did there.
Let's steal something from KRS. Stole it from KRS. All right, folks, we're going to take off. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out. I appreciate you putting up with my blabbing when I'm on 50 milligrams of THC drink. It looks like BG held together a little bit more than I did. I was a little loosey-goosey, but I tell you what, I feel really, really good. I'm going to go find me a double cheeseburger as soon as friggin' possible right now, man. There's no way anyone can stop me. Folks, we love you so much. Cannabis community, thank you so much for supporting us on all of our channels. We really appreciate it. We're going to take off, and we'll see you next week. The Smoke Stream 2026.
See ya.